Today I have an unboxing for you. This is Caseman. If anyone actually remembers where that reference is from in one of my previous NCIX Tech Tips episodes, then you get 3 gold stars of approval. Or disapproval. I'm not really sure, because that was terrible. That was one of the most shameful NCIX Tech Tips moments of all time. The cameraman tried to talk me out of it, but he did not succeed. This is my unboxing of the Level 10 GT. So the first thing we're going to see on here is driving inspiration. This is the Snow Edition featuring internal USB 3.0 super speed. So internal means it uses the internal headers, not those goofy around the back, reaching through the case, coming up behind the back of the I/O shield and plugging in ones. All right, we have some specs here. So front speed 2 USB 3 super speed, pit stop 5, easy swap hard drive bays, triple max, ready for extra long graphics cards, even up to 36 centimeters, which is quite long, let me tell you. Quad fan, maximum ventilation and cooling. Guessing it has 4 fans. Triple color shift, adjustable fan ambience colors. Neat. Cable clear, advanced cable management, SSS, smart lock security system, and CoolFlux liquid cooling ready. This is a very slick looking case, if the pictures are anything to go by. Why don't we go ahead and get it out of the box, and then we will see if it looks as good in person as it does in photos. So the first thing we find is a very, very thick packing foam. So we've got about 1 inch of foam around the case itself, and then an additional inch of puncture prevention space, which means even if something were to, be sharp and like go through the box, it would actually have to go this far. Yes, I punched the box. It would have to go this far and then through the foam, in order to reach the case and do any damage. So it's quite clear to me that Thermaltake takes the safety of their products during transit very, very seriously. I haven't actually unboxed many Thermaltake products in the past, so this will be a bit of an adventure for me. On the bottom we found another pretty similar piece of foam, and finally here we have a black shroud. So this is scratch prevention for the case. Also very handy to have if you're ever transporting the case around. I'd recommend holding on to that, because then you can throw it in there with your system in it, go to your LAN party or wherever you happen to be going, and your case will not get scratched. Because if you have a slick looking case like this, odds are you want it to stay slick looking and not look stupid, because it has a big old scratch all the way across the side of it. So I have never actually seen a Level 10 GT in person, which means this is going to be a slightly more challenging unboxing for me, but let's go ahead and let's start walking through the features. So we'll start at the front. On the front we find a few things. We find 4 5¼ inch bays, which are convenient and easy to remove by the look of things. Yes, they are. We have 1 3.5 inch front bay, which is more than enough these days. You throw your card reader in there or whatever the case may be. We have a lock for the front panel, which is currently locked as far as I can tell. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. Oh, neatsy keen. And maybe that's what's locked. That is apparently what's locked right now. So these buttons probably do something. Okay, also on the front, we have 4 front USB 2. We have our front audio ports. We have our hard drive indicator, our reset switch, and our power switch. Up at the top, we have settings for the fans, high and low, as well as the fan LED ambiance colors. We have super speed USB 3.0, so that is a total of 6. Yes, 6 front USB ports. And finally we have an eSATA port, which the cameraman is no longer interested in. He is interested in what appears to be a strip of LED lighting. And my guess is that the reason there is no power LED included for this particular case is that that lighting is done here and here at the front. So I have found the key. It was strapped to the back. I already talked about that. He's trying to point out things I forgot. He loves that, So here I have unlocked the hard drive cages. So check that out. So all you got to do is mount either a 2.5 inch drive or a 3.5 inch drive into this removable sled. Lock that back in place or press the button. And then you can see here on the bottom is actually a little flap. So that allows you to get your fingers in there and pull it out. All right, so here, let's take those all out. Here, I'm just gonna press those buttons, unlock them. There you go. This shows you how easily and how quickly you can actually take out all 5 of the hard drives in your system, which is why it features a lock, because that is how quickly somebody at a LAN could take out all of the hard drives in your system. All right, moving around to the side. We have a small window here at the top showing you the CPU and RAM area, which is a great area to show you because that's likely where your liquid cooling is probably located. Okay, we also have some ventilation over here, including a headphone hanger. I guess that's something that you can attach to that spot. Oh, neat. Okay. And then here we have a cooling fan, which is going to be blowing nice cool air, and it is filtered actually. There's your removable filter. Aha! Push it in, unclick it, push it back in to lock it back in place. So you've got a removable filter blowing cool air over your graphics card. There's a security systems lock, so I'm using that same key, very convenient, to unlock the side panel, which I'm not going to open up just yet. Let's have a look at the back of the case first, where we have those grommets for liquid cooling if you're using an external radiator setup. We've also got a rear 140/120 mil fan mount. We've got our other security key, so there's 2 just in case you lose one. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 PCI expansion slots. Very nice to see. I really like to see high-end cases having 8 because even with a 7 PCI slot board, sometimes you've got a bottom PCI E16X slot, so that way you can install a dual slot card in it. Moving along to the other side, we see that Thermaltake has done an excellent job matching the white finish on the metal parts of the case to the white finish on the plastic parts of the case. That is a very challenging thing. Actually, come check it out right here. So here's the front plastic, top plastic, and the side metal all in one shot. So the finish is very, very similar between all of those parts of the case. So give me a, oh, and cameraman wants to look at the Level 10 GT logo down there, which is very nice, cameraman. You did a good job. You did good. Okay, give me a second to get this opened up and I'll be back. Now my initial thought was to open the side panel. We would actually flip this switch, but that didn't do it. Nope, there's an eject button on the bottom. You can see it's labeled with a little eject thing. And you go ahead and swing the door open. So that is how you worked on your Level 10 GT. So what was this switch for? Well, that will actually redirect the side panel fan airflow either up to the top or down to the bottom, depending where your cooling needs are. So if you have your video cards mounted in the bottom, you put it there. Mounted in the top, you put it there. Oh yeah. Also, you have what I think is a very cool feature right here. You have little contacts here, little contact pads here. So that's how this side fan is powered. You actually don't have to worry about routing a cable from the side panel into your case because it's always very difficult to manage that cable because, well, the case has to be closed in order for you to route it, and once the case is closed, it's very difficult to do that. So I like this. That's a good solution. Okay. Moving right along, we have our accessories, which are in a box right here. So we'll go ahead. You know what? Why don't we look at the accessory package first, and then we'll move on. Accessory package. First thing we find is some cable ties along with the mounting screws for all of our hard drives and all of our other drives. Next we find a 8-pin CPU power extension cable. Very handy if you have a shorter power supply. We've gone ahead and included that. Ha-ha! There's the headphone hanger. So this is actually kind of a neat feature. I need one of these. I mean, this one obviously won't fit on my case, but there you go. You throw that on there, boom! Hang your headphones on there, no big deal. Oh yeah, I have matching headphones. Check this out. I have cameraman Siberia headphones. Yeah. Does that match or what? You buy SteelSeries headphones, throw them on there, then you're the WinRAR. Okay, so let's go ahead, get the next accessory thing out. So here we have a guide, manual thing. Okay, that's it. Still, fairly complete accessory package. So we've got protective covers on the front, oh, that's the eSATA plug. There's your internal HD audio plug, front USB 1, front USB 2, your front switches, including your power switch, hopefully somewhere here, power switch, there you go. And you've also got our front USB 3 cable, so that goes to your front panel header. We've got some fan connectors for the internal fan. So let's go ahead and I'll show you guys those fans. We got a big old guy in the top. We've got a big old guy on the side panel. We've got our 140 millimeter fan here in the back. So that's where you're going to be able to mount your liquid cooling single 120 mil rad. Now, if you look up here on the top, if you take that 230 mil fan off, you've actually got mounting holes for a dual 120 rad as well. So this is a fully liquid cooling ready case. Very good thinking, Thermaltake. All right, we've got grommet holes for our 8-pin CPU connector, grommet holes for anything that goes up near the top of our motherboard, which is pretty much nothing, grommet holes for our 24-pin, grommet holes for our PCI Express, and finally grommet holes for our front panel connectors. So I'd take these, put them right back out that hole where they came from, and bring them up in the most convenient places at the bottom of my motherboard. Next, we have our power supply mounting, which includes a removable filter. So that means you can comfortably mount your power supply with the fan facing down, and it will be held far enough off the ground in order to draw air in appropriately, and it will be filtered. Finally, we have power for the, that's, I'm assuming the front something or other. Front, I don't know, something. Power for the case. Oh yeah, I know what that's for. Come around the back with me, cameraman, and I will show you. That is not for this, actually. That's for something else. Okay, I don't know what that's for. Let's find out. Let's follow it. Follow it. Follow it. Oh, that's probably for the fan controller. Okay, there we go. Mystery solved. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Here we have what is one of the best features of this case, the hot swap interface. So that has 5 SATA power connectors there. You've got 5 SATA data connectors here. So this is one of the smartest hot swap interfaces I have yet seen. It is something that can be very easily taken out if you don't want it. You just take out these screws, you take them out, you don't want it, fine, no big deal. No hot swap, you lock it up, done. Throw away the key, no big deal. Okay, then there's no PCB. These are straight pass-throughs. So you don't run into any problems where you have, say for example, a compatibility conflict between SATA 2 and SATA 3, because it's just a straight pass-through, copper to copper, no complications involved. Next, it relies on your own cables. So you can actually route the cables however you want. You can plug in the power however you want. It is fully modular that way. And last but not least, it is incredibly cheap to implement like this. So you're not going to have to pay a ton extra for engineering that you don't need. There you go. It's just a smart way to do it. As for the 5 1/4 inch base, the mounting devices are here. So these are toolless. You go ahead, unlock, lock, unlock, lock. Pretty standard fare these days, but there you go. Last but not least, I didn't see these before, there are feet. So look at that. You can get a little bit more stability for your tower by letting out the 4 feet that are along the bottom. I'm just going to go ahead and pull all those out. There we go. And that is it. That is my Level 10 GT unboxing and first look, and I'm actually pretty impressed. Big thanks to Thermaltake for sending this for us to check out, and don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos. Yeah, after we finished, I found another secret compartment, so to speak. You just press a button at the back, you pop this up, so there, that's how you take out the included fan, and you install the dual 120 mils that you would need for your radiator, for something such as a Corsair H100, something like that.